Hey guys, if you are curious about stretches you can do using your desk while you're at work, I'm going to demonstrate 5 of my favorite postures for helping to stretch out your shoulders, your hips, your back to relieve office-related aches and pains and help you be more productive and feel better while you're at work. So watch the full video. At the end, I'm going to show you probably my favorite stretch, and at the end of this, you're going to be feeling a lot better in your whole body. We're going to get started in a supported side bend. So I want you to move up next to your desk. You're going to place your right hand on that desk, or I'll mirror you guys. So place your left hand on that desk. Keep your body facing, your left side is facing the desk, front side is facing whatever direction that would be. And then you're going to reach your right arm up, press up and over toward the left, press down through your feet, and then just use this desk for a little bit of support. And this is nice for if you want to be able to focus more on range of motion without having to worry about strength as much. So it's a really good way to really open up through your rib cage, and that's really good for breathing. And for office workers, that's important because the better you can breathe, the better your focus is going to be, the less stress you have throughout the day, and the better you are able to respond to stress. So we're thinking about getting really big through this right rib cage area here, pressing up and over with the right hand, and just lightly using that left hand to help support. Make sure that you're pressing down through your feet, staying nice and strong there, and breathing in and out of your nose. 2 more breaths here. Press up a little bit higher. And release. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So now plant your right hand on your desk, turn 180 degrees, reach your left arm up and over, press it up and over to the side, push down through your feet, and now we're focusing on opening up through this whole left rib cage area. So the nice thing about using the chair here or the table here for support is that we can really focus on the range of motion. We can focus more on your flexibility, because we don't have to worry about holding ourselves up as much. So there will be noticeably less core engagement here compared to a normal side bend, but we are able to get more opening through that rib cage. And for the sake of this, for your breathing, that's a really good thing. As you inhale, think about getting taller, getting longer. And then as you exhale, you can push over a little bit more. Just make sure that you're maintaining that height. And as you inhale, I want you to think breathing into this left rib cage area here. And you might notice that as you inhale, the stretch kind of deepens. So use your breathing to deepen that stretch. 2 more breaths. And then go ahead and release. Okay, from here we're going to move into a supported down dog, and this is one of my favorite ways to do a down dog. It's a way less intense version, and it's also really accessible for pretty much everybody as opposed to down dog, which is hard for a lot of people, right? So you're going to put your hands a little bit wider than shoulder width on your desk, and then you're going to walk your feet back so that you can get as close to an L shape with your body from looking at yourself from the side. Bend your knees. Allow your chest to come closer to the ground so that you feel some really significant opening through your shoulders. Look down at the ground or even between your feet. And then with your knees bent, squeeze your core and then keeping your core engaged. So tightening up your core like you're about to take a punch to the stomach. You're going to straighten your legs until you feel a stretch through your hamstrings. So now I've got this really nice active down dog. Getting some good opening through your shoulders, squeezing your thighs and your abs. So we're building some strength in range of motion. Keep squeezing your thighs. You can keep your knees slightly bent. That's a good way to help maintain tension. And then continue to push your chest down and even think about lifting your arms up. You don't actually have to lift your arms up, but try to lift your arms away from the table, and you'll notice that your upper back muscles start to work.
And that's what we want here. That's going to help you get more active opening through your shoulders. And it'll help you breathe better. It's also going to help your overall shoulder flexibility. 2 more breaths.
Hey guys, I know a lot of you are struggling with back pain. So if you're looking to get rid of that once and for all, I've actually made phase 1 of my Bulletproof Your Back program available for free with the link in the description below. Click that when the workout's over to get started.
All right, and then bend your knees very slowly because you might have some lock. It might just feel weird coming up out of this. So very slowly, just come out of that. And then from here, we're going to move to what I'm going to call a supported tabletop dancer, because it is what it is. So I want you to come up to the desk about 1.5 feet away. You're going to place your right hand on the desk. You're going to bring your right leg back, bring your right heel in toward your butt, and then with your left hand, you might even have to look at your foot, reach back and grab your foot. And this might be hard to do. It might not be accessible to everybody, but do your best. If you can't get this, you would need to use a strap, but hopefully this is more accessible than it normally would be because we've got the support here. And then you're going to press into that hand with the foot, look forward, make sure you're using that table for support. You can straighten your left leg until you feel a stretch through your hamstrings, and then kind of pull your chest upright. I'm going to do 3 more breaths here. Make sure that you're continuing to push your foot into your hand here, and you can even pull your foot a little bit with the hand. Pull your foot a little bit with the hand to create some more force and create a little bit more opening as well as some strength. Try to keep that breathing focused so you can control your body. 1 more breath. And then slowly release. All right, we'll switch sides. So now you're going to stand on your right foot, plant your left hand, bring your left heel in toward your butt, turn around, look back at your left foot, grab it with your right hand, press into your hand with the foot, turn to face forward. Use your hand wherever you need it to help support yourself. Remember to provide that support for balance. Cool thing about this is we're still getting a lot of really good stretching, but it's not as hard because we don't have to worry about the balance factor as much. And then really push that foot into the hand, even kind of resisting that with the hand, and pull your chest forward and up, looking forward as much as you can. You can even insert some arching through your mid and your upper back to add a little bit of chest opening here. And then give this one 3 breaths as well. Continue to push into your hand. Push down through your right foot. Stay strong there as well. And then 1 more breath. All right, slowly release. Nice job there. From here, we're going to move into a supported or an elevated hamstring stretch. So I want you to put your left foot up on the desk. If you need to take your shoes off, take your shoes off. And then I want you to scoot your right leg back a little bit. So you might have to be, if your balance is a little wonky, you might have to be a little, careful with this. But hopefully you can get this leg up on the desk. Bend your knee, square your hips forward. Push that left hip toward the ground. And then you're going to turn this left foot to face the side. So facing toward the outside, toward the left, and then facing toward the right. And you're just going to turn this foot back and forth for about 45 seconds. It helps to exhale as you get toward one side. Inhale as you're coming back to the middle. Exhale out to the side. And this is just going to stretch the back of your leg a little bit differently than you're used to. And that's good. Getting in some active movement to the stretch is going to create some different kind of stretching than you're used to. And it's a really good way to increase your flexibility in general. If you want to feel more supported here, you can bend your knee so that you can get your hands on the desk, but you don't really need to. I would keep yourself upright and really focus on kind of isolating the hamstrings. If you want to make this more intense, you can also hinge forward a little bit. Think about lengthening from
the very back of the knee all the way to your lower back, but keeping your hips and your core somewhat active to protect your spine here. All right, that's good. Now let's switch sides. So bringing your right leg up on the desk, squaring your hips forward, slight bend to that knee, squeeze the thigh, and then start moving that foot side to side. If this is uncomfortable for you, because I can feel some discomfort in my heel as I do this, put a pillow, not that you have a pillow at your desk, but just put something under that foot. Maybe it's a mouse pad, maybe it's a stack of tissues. Get creative, put something under that foot if it's uncomfortable, or just tough it out for a few seconds. Right, we're only here for 45 seconds, as long as it's not super painful. And again, adding in some movement here so that we can mobilize a little bit differently than we normally would with just a, not a static pose, but a, non-moving, staying in place. Keep that breathing controlled. Try to stay upright. And the more upright that you can stay, actually, the better stretch you're going to get. If you kind of round forward and relax your low back, you'll notice that the hamstring stretch isn't as good. So if you can keep your core tight, keep yourself upright, that's going to help. All right, go ahead and release. And now we're going to move into our final stretch. This is a elevated pigeon. And this is actually desk or no desk. This is one of my favorite ways to stretch your external hip rotators or your glutes. So for this, we're going to do left leg first, but you're going to set your leg up on the desk like you would for a pigeon. And depending on the height of the desk, this might be easier or harder. If you have a standard desk that's made for sitting on, then you should be able to do this. If you're trying to do this on a stand-up desk, it might be difficult. So just be aware of that. And to make it more intense, you're going to bring your foot kind of further away, closer to parallel to the desk. And to make it easier, bring the heel in. Typically when I do this, I do like to have a cushion on the desk. But if you bring that heel in a little bit more, it won't be as uncomfortable on the leg. So from here, I want you to kind of press that left leg into the table. Think about pulling your chest kind of forward and up here, squeezing your left glute, trying to target those outer hips, and then bringing your whole chest forward and down here to stretch through your hips. Breathe in and out of your nose. And holding here for at least 60 seconds, so 6 good breaths, maybe fewer, maybe more. And this is one of those poses that you can do at any time. So all the poses that we just did are things that you can do throughout the day. But this one in particular, so good for your hips, especially for people who are sitting a lot. This is one that you can come back to multiple times throughout the day. And you'll notice that as you do this stretch, your lower back starts to release significantly. Your overall hip mobility will improve more quickly as long as you're doing this consistently. And this one you can hold for 1, 2, 2.5, even 3 minutes, as long as it continues to feel good. All right, one more breath here. And then we'll switch. Bring your right leg up. Kind of drape that lower leg on the table. Inner thigh facing up, outer thigh facing down. Remember, it can help here to have some cushion under the leg. Ideally, ideal situation, if I'm doing this, I like to get a towel and place this under my leg just to provide a little bit of support. It just feels a lot better that way. The more that you can relax when you're in a pose, the better the stretch is going to be, the better the flexibility improvements will be. So if you have something that you can place under the shin as you're stretching here, that's going to make it more comfortable. I would recommend it. If you don't, we're just going to do what we can with what we have. Try to stay active through that right hip. So think about what muscles you would need to use in order to turn this heel higher up and this knee further down. And if you can kind of get those muscles involved, you're going to get a better stretch and you'll get more out of this elevated pigeon. Two more breaths.
And you can even play around with moving here. Like you can see me doing, I'm just kind of moving from side to side, seeing how that affects the stretch. Maybe moving forward, up and forward, to the right. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that workout. Be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment if you have some feedback, and subscribe so you don't miss out on future workouts. We put out a new video every Tuesday here on the Manful Yoga YouTube channel. And if you're looking for more workouts just like this one, click over here in the upper right-hand corner. We've got a whole bunch of these all-standing routines that are perfect for office workers. All right, guys, see you on the next workout.